Okay, you watching this. I'm referring to one person that I've blocked recently in the last week who I know is probably going to end up watching this video somehow. I know you're watching this and you had this coming. To the rest of you, this is not a traditional battle video. If you don't feel like watching it, just exit out right now. This is basically just me, getting my 2 cents out on this situation that happened. That I really shouldn't be this irritated about, but after I noticed something about the match last night, then I really feel the need to elaborate. But let me give you some backstory on this. This is versus a kid named Shadow Jordan. I have 2 matches against him on here. The first one was just a traditional match. He asked me for a mixed match over Skype. I said, sure, that's okay. And we'll just go ahead and play it back right now. Alright, now there's a couple of very eyebrow-raising things that you're definitely going to go ahead and notice. The first one of them actually coming on the first turn. So I lead with my Kangaskhan. I'm going to go with the fake out because it's priority, it's stab. I realize that Alakazam sometimes carries the inner focus, which he does in this case, but it's good damage. This flamethrower, however, is weird and illegal damage because Alakazam does not get flamethrower. Now, I'm going to go for the Sucker Punch to finish it off, and it's not like the flamethrower even did that much, it's the principle of the matter that he actually had it in the first place. So I was like, dude, you lost on the first turn because you're using a hacked Alakazam. And I was like, but I'll play it through because I'm a good sport. We'll see how good you do. So I go for the double edge here. Take out the Skuntank. I honestly thought it was going to end up being slower. I don't remember Skuntank's speed. But as you can see by the fact that I outspeed this Purugly with double edge as well. I've taken out half his team owing to things that aren't exactly raised the way they should be. I didn't even see the movesets on Skuntank or Purugly, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was a hack move on any of them. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so I'm going to go to Gardevoir here, and he's going to go to Spiritomb. Now, predicting the Ghost or Dark move, which are very obviously stab, I'm going to go to Lucario to take that, and his Spiritomb has Flamethrower. And I was like, this is a little over the top with your blatant hacks here. And I'm honestly kind of finding it hard to be a good sport at this point, is what I was telling myself mentally. So I go for the Ice Punch, knowingly going to fodder myself out. And he goes for Brine. Spiritomb does not get Brine. That's all I can tell you. The way I see it, I do have the potential to resist a lot of his moves. So I resist the Brine, I resist the Flamethrower, which is good. So I set up my Rain, and he has Dragon Pulse too. Spiritomb does not get Dragon Pulse either. So I thankfully set up my Rain, and thanks to the Lucario's Ice Punch from earlier, I am going to be able to take him out regardless of how much he's invested in any of these stats at all. As far as I know, all he really did was edit illegal moves, and that's not really working out too well for him. And I'm not gonna lie, I used to be one of those kids back in 2007 when the metagame first, it was the birth of the metagame back when people barely started YouTubing and stuff. I used to skulk around in the GameFAQs forums, and I had someone make me a Weavile with Shadow Force and like Volt Tackle and all this ridiculous over-the-top shit that wasn't really supposed to go on it. And people found out that I was using hacks, and then they didn't want to play me. So I told him, get cleaned up, otherwise no one's going to want to play you. And he was like, okay, well, I'll do that. And I was like, alright, well, come at me with a legit team later, and I'll go ahead and fight you. He's like, fine, whatever. So I block him just to make sure he actually has enough time to make a legitimate team, because he has this is a homebrew card. So I wouldn't be surprised if I'd be surprised if it took him 11 days to make a legit team, because as you're going to see in the next video. Okay, so we'll play a little bit of the next video back, just the versus recorder intro right now. Now, he asked for a standard match, which is fine. My team's a little unorthodox, but it seemed to work. But the thing I want to point out to you guys is look at his lineup. He's got Starmie, Metagross, Vaporeon, Scizor, Blaziken, Shaman. Where have we seen that before? Yeah, that's an exact copy of the team I used on Ninbuzz. And you're going to see that it really is not only in terms of lineup, it's a beefed up, steroided version of my team. And we'll just play back the actual video right now. Okay, I did actually not catch that was the team that he used on me. And there was a nickname that actually gave it away, but whatever. So I have my Jirachi. I'm going to go for the U-turn, and the first red flag of the match right off the bat is how much damage his U-turn does. That should have done a hell of a lot more. Well, not that much more, but I asked him for the stats in the middle of the match, and he told me, what did he say? I gotta remember what he said for his, fucking... I gotta see if I can find it. Okay. Going back to this army for a little bit, we asked him for the stats on the live stream. He said he had 324 HP, 249 attack, 269 defense, 299 special attack, 269 spec D, and 361 speed. Now, if you look at that, he has 3 times the legal amount of EVs in his Starmie. So that's a little over the top in terms of hacking. He's hacking as bad as he can be hacking. And this Dracometer does not do jack shit to this Vaporeon. So I'm thinking he's done the same thing to this thing too. And after seeing the damage on both of them, I'm thinking his whole team is operating like that. And I'm like, well, this is going to be tough. And at the time, I did not know it was an almost mirror image of my team, which is ridiculous. So I sent in my Magnezone. I'm going to go for T-Bolt. And honestly, if it lived the Thunderbolt, I would not have been surprised. You know, that's a modest Magnezone with Life Orb. And if it lived, I probably would have just disconnected right on the spot and, you know, just blocked him off of everything. But I feel the need to just show the rest of this. So he brings in a Metagross. I bring in my Gliscor predicting the Earthquake. And I'm going to go for my own Earthquake, which is going to be Stab. Now, I have 216 in attack, I believe. Or, no, not 216. I have a little... I don't have full, but I don't have none. So, with Stab and everything, that should have done a little bit more, if you ask me. I mean, I know I'm Jolly, and it's Earthquake and stuff, but... I don't know. It just didn't seem right. So, I bring in my Choice Banded Infernape, and I know... Close combat will probably not kill, especially if he's packing max D and max HP like I'm suspecting he is. So I have to go for the Flare Blitz. And I really wanted to lock myself into close combat, but I totally forgot that he had this army anyway, so it didn't matter. I have to switch out. I have to get out of here. So I go to my Jirachi, predicting a Psychic, because, you know, if it's an exact copy of my set, he'll have that. But he has Hydro Pump instead. And look at how much damage the Hydro Pump does. And he's supposed to be quote-unquote defensive. And he takes 2 U-turns. He's taken 2 turns of Life Orb Recoil. And he's taken 2 U-turns. And he somehow is still alive enough, you know, to take out my Honchkrow with an Ice Beam. And I think this does end up taking him out. But if that doesn't scream blatant hack to you, I don't know what else does. The stats that I listed earlier, you can pause the video right now, go to Cerebi, go to Starmie's page, check it out. All of those are maxed out stats where they should be, level 100, everything. And here is another favorite portion of mine. I decide, you know, if you're going to be hacking, then I'm going to be haxing. So I am going to attempt to flinch hacks your Blaziken to death. Now, here's the thing. I don't expect Ironhead to be a 7 to 8 hit KO. Looking at it. I get 3 flinches in a row, which is great, and he goes for the Thunder Punch, which is maybe what he locked himself in on, because he's probably scarfed, because he's copying my exact team. But, I go for another Ironhead. That one fails to take it out, so I think this is a 7-hit KO on Blaziken. Does that seem right to you in the least, viewers, at all? It certainly does not to me. And now he brings in Type 1. Now, my Scizor's name is Type 0, so I should have caught it here. But I go out to Infernape anyway to take the... I was honestly expecting the... Fuck if I know what I was expecting. I just went out predicting a Bullet Punch, and I thought I could take 2. So, that worked out okay. He tries to go for the Bullet Punch again. I thankfully take him out with Flare Blitz, so that's all good to go. But, unfortunately, I should have looked at... Well, there was no way of looking at the rest of his team, but looking at the thumbnail, I should have taken better care of my Infernape because he does still, in fact, have a Shaman left. And all I have is this, I have this Rachi and a Magnezone. So he brings in his last, which happens to be Shaman. I figure I could have, as much as I really wanted to flinch hacks him to death, I kind of wanted to do some sure damage. I get the burn, which is cool, but in reality, I should have just flinched hacks him to death. So, yeah. He's got his lefties and whatnot, and I'm thinking this is a timid and all that, and I'm honestly thinking, you know, that Fire Punch should have done a little bit more. Just saying. I don't know. There's not really enough evidence to accurately prove what kind of Shaman this is or what kind of Metagross the other thing was, but I hope the Starmie and the Blaziken, you know, were enough to just point out that this kid is not playing legit. Do not play this kid under any given circumstances. He's already been eliminated from the tournament, thankfully, in round 1 by Albatross. And I did not know that she was playing hacks. So kudos to you for actually beating a completely hacked team. And that's it for today. I actually felt like getting that somewhat level-headed rant out of the way. And to you that has directly copied my Team Shadow Jordan, this video is for you. Enjoy getting anywhere in the metagame because honestly, after this video, I don't see much of a future for you.